school's out for the Montreal Canadiens for the 2024-25 season. It was an up and down season that turned out quite well, though, for this young team. It's time for Professor Rick's Habs Players Report Card for the season that just ended. Thanks for checking it out, and let me know what you think in the comments. Here we go. I'm going to start off with the goalies, and in every category, I'm working from the bottom to the top, so lowest production to the most production. So with the goalies, we'll start off with Cayden Primeau. In 11 games played, he actually started only 7. 2-3-1 record, 4.70 goals against, and an 8.36 save percentage. And enough said, it was an F. An F for Cayden Primeau, and that's it. We'll move on to Jacob Dobish. He came in December, late in December, and they threw him to the Wolves against Florida. In Florida, and he shut them out and sort of said, hey, I'm here now. And I think Jacob Dobish is going to be the backup for now going forward. We'll see how the goalie situation works out in the future. In 16 games played, 15 starts, 7-4-3 record, 2.74 goals against, 9.09 save percentage, and that one shutout. And I gave him a B+. Good future ahead for Jacob Dobish, and he gets a B+. And then there's Sam Montembeault. Monty played, 62 games played. He started 60. That's a career high. 31 wins, also a career high. 24 losses, 7 overtime or shootout losses. 2.82 goals against, 9.02 save percentage. He had 4 shutouts as well. He was top 5 in the league in goals saved above expected. Now, if you see the graphic I'm putting up here, depending on which place, but he's second, 5th, and 4th. He's top 5, goals saved above expected. I think he's underrated, and Monty gets an A. And well deserved, I think. Monty did have a bit of an up and down start to the season, but after the Four Nations break, he was fantastic, and I don't think the Habs make the playoffs without his goaltending. He's underrated, and I hope he proved to a lot of people this season that he's an NHL goalie and a starter, and definitely a number 1 starter. From the goalie out, we'll move off to defense, and we'll start with Arbor Xhekaj. 70 games played, 1 goal, 5 assists, 6 points, -13. And he had a 118 penalty minutes. I don't have his hits totals, but I don't believe he led the team. But his presence was very important. Now, Xhekaj struggled a bit in the season, and he had work to do on his game. He did a lot of that, and most importantly, he showed some maturity in the last part of the season. And he has some growing to do in his game and in the maturity, but he's learning when to pick, his spots for the fights. And I just think Arbor Xhekaj is an important part of this team. I'm giving Arbor a B-. A B- for Arbor. Next is Jayden Struble. Jayden Struble, when he finally got his chance this season, he took over from Arbor Xhekaj. Why? Because he's a little bit better than Xhekaj, and he proved that this season. I still like to see a little bit more toughness and physicality, but I think at the end of this season, he did show that. 56 games, 2 goals, 11 assists, 13 points, a +2. That +2 is pretty impressive. He played a lot with Lane Hudson, and I'm not sure who else his partner was when he wasn't playing with Hudson, but Struble made progression. He gets a B. A B for Jayden Struble. Next is David Savard. Now, this has been David Savard's last season in his career. He retired once the Canadiens were knocked out of the playoffs. A steadying force, especially for Arbor Xhekaj out there. But he lost a step, and he was slowing down, and it was showing. A shot blocking beast and their top penalty killer, and they're going to miss him. I understand he wants to stick around with the team somehow in some way, so we'll see what happens there. But David Savard gets a B minus for me, a B minus. 75 games, 1 goal, 14 assists, 15 points, a -8. And thank you for your service, David. Thank you for your service, a former Stanley Cup winner. And, not an illustrious career, but a distinguished career for David Savard. Caden Gooley is next. Caden Gooley in 55 games. I think he had 2 injuries this season. 6 goals, 12 assists, 18 points, a +6, and that +6 is big. Gooley is, he's the shutdown guy, I guess, on his pairing. He's got offense to his game. He can play on the top pairing unit, I believe. I think so. And he can play on his off wing if necessary. So Caden Gooley, I'd just like to see him have less time missed because of injury. Caden Gooley gets a B+. A B+ for Gooley. Alex Carrier is next. Carrier came in, I believe it was December 18th, and he steadied that defense. If Alex Carrier doesn't come in and do what he did here, another reason why Montreal would not have made the playoffs. So another reason why Montreal did make the playoffs is the play of Alex Carrier, settling down the right side of the defense and allowing Montreal to not be scored upon as much. I mean, that's stupid what I just said, but I mean, it's essentially what happened. He steadied down that defense. Those defensive lapses where they run around like crazy in their own end and don't know what they're doing. He stemmed the tide of that. He stopped that. So he had 79 games played total between here and Nashville. 3 goals, 22 assists, 25 points, and a -10. I think that minus is mostly, if not all, from Nashville. And he gets an A- for me. An A-. Now, some people might say A-, that's too much. For what he did in steadying the defense here, he deserves that A-, and he's got an A-. Mike Matheson is up next. Matheson lost his role as the #1 offensive defenseman on this team, without a doubt, to Lane Hudson. He got half the points of last year. But, he gets a lot of criticism, but he plays a lot of minutes against probably overmatched in a role he shouldn't be playing. And, that's what you see when you want to criticize him. So Matheson in 80 games, 6 goals, 25 assists, 31 points, a -6. I give him a B. I know a lot of people are going to say, that's too much. I don't think so. Let me know what you think in the comments, though. Mike Matheson, a B. Next is Lane Hudson. Lane Hudson. What can you say about Lane Hudson except, wow. 82 games, 6 goals, 60 assists, 66 points, a -2. He didn't lead the team in time on ice, but he would have got to have been close to that. He set records for Montreal with the points total for a rookie defenseman. I don't think he set any in the league for that, but he might have. I'm just blanking on it. He will win the Calder Trophy. He will win the Calder Trophy as the best rookie in the league, first since Ken Dryden in '72 for the Habs. And he's a top 10 defenseman in the NHL. He's number 7, as a matter of fact. So the number 7 D-man in the NHL as far as production. Lane Hudson, A+, and I'm giving him A++, even though that's not really a thing. But Lane Hudson, the Habs' best player overall in everything he did this season for me. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you're enjoying the video, please click the like and subscribe button if you haven't already, and please click that join button if you'd like to consider becoming a member. And there's a link in the description for the playlist for the members only videos, so you can check out, what you'd be getting if you join the memberships. Moving up and down the middle, we'll take a look at the centers, starting with Kirby Dach. Kirby Dach in 57 games before he got hurt again. 10 goals, 12 assists, 22 points, a -29, which I'm not sure, but I think at the time was the league's worst. He had a 40.3% success rate at the face-off circle. Not good enough, even though he was recovering from that knee injury, and I know he tried hard, and he was getting better, and at points, he got better, and he looked great, but still not good enough. I'm giving him a C-, and I hope he does better next year, and and I'm hoping he's not an injury-prone player, and he finds his success next season. Next is Alex Newhook. Alex Newhook, who actually played a lot of center after the Doc injury, because of the Doc injury, that I don't think he would have gotten. In 82 games, 15 goals, 11 assists, 26 points, a -21, not great, and a 42.8% success rate at the face-off circle. Newhook had a good finish to the season. So, since the Four Nations tournament, I thought it was a good finish for Alex Newhook. The first part of the season, I think he underperformed. And because of that, I'm going to give him a B-. But with the way he performed at the end of the season, I think there's still a lot to look forward to from Alex Newhook. Christian Dvorak. In Devo's probably last season, I don't think they're going to re-sign him. I really don't. 82 games, 12 goals, 21 assists, 33 points, a -5, and 55.8% at the face-off circle. I think it's a better season than I was expecting from Devo, and a better season than it looked like in the first half. So the second half, he really looked like a player that was playing for a contract, and successfully so, because even if Montreal doesn't sign him, he'll get signed somewhere. A B for Christian Dvorak. He deserved the B, and I'm giving him the B. And we'll see if Montreal re-signs him. I don't think so. Jake Evans, who did get re-signed at the trade deadline. Jake Evans in 82 games, 13 goals, 23 assists, 36 points, and a +1, 52.9% success at the face-off circle. I know in points that was a career high for Evans. And the beginning of the season he was scoring left and right, but his shot percentage was way too high, and it wasn't going to last, and it didn't. And he kind of struggled a little bit at the end after signing the contract, but still steady enough. And Evans, I thought, overall had a really good season, and I'm going to give him an A-. Between him and Armia on the PK, a hell of a unit, I guess. So I'm giving him A-. An A- for Evans. I know that might be a little bit high, but not, maybe it should be a B+, but I'm giving him an A-. Nick Suzuki, our captain. Nick Suzuki in 82 games, 30 goals, 59 assists, 89 points, +19. Now, Suzuki most years, if not all the years previously, was a minus player. +19, 51.6% at the face-off circle. Maybe his weakest part of his game this season. Suzuki proved to everyone what kind of player he is after going to Hughes and saying, please don't trade these guys at the deadline. We're going to, keep them here, and we're going to make the playoffs. And then he went out and he was amazing on his own. Just his own performance. And he led that team to the playoffs. Just an amazing, to me, performance, and the sky's the limit still for Nick Suzuki. I don't think he's reached his potential, and I'm giving him an A+, and I think it's deserving, well-deserving, and like Lane Hudson, could get an A++ if there was such a thing. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Look to the left, look to the right. It's time to get the wingers done. I'm going to start off with Ivan Demidov. Now, I know it's only 2 games, and he's kind of just here because, it's Demidov. But it was a good 2 games. So in 2 games, 1 goal, 1 assist, 2 points, and a +1. I'm not doing any players with this few games, obviously. But Demidov showed that he will be an NHL player, and I think a really good one. But I think he proved that he's going to be able to handle the league next season. Everything is all right. So an A for Ivan Demidov in 2 games. It's just 2 games, but they deserved an A. Emil Heineman is next. 62 games, 10 goals, 8 assists, 18 points, and a -6. After getting hit by the car in, I don't remember, were they in Seattle? Something like that. I don't think he put up another point, because I think he had 10 and 8 before that. But the first half of the season, Heineman was really good, a really good fourth liner. And I'm not going to really judge what he did after he came back from the injury, because I don't know, maybe he wasn't 100%. Although, like in the playoffs and at the end of the season, he was hitting everybody, like hitting everything and playing like really energized hockey. But at no points to show for it. I'm giving him a B, and that's based on the first part of the season for him. But Heineman is going to be a player that's going to be here for a while, I think. And yeah, B for Heineman. Josh Anderson. An improved Josh Anderson over last year. A totally different and much improved player in 81 games. And I predicted his totals, by the way, before the season. 15 goals, 12 assists, 27 points. He was also only a -2, and I don't think that's bad. And amazingly, and it's too bad he doesn't get more face-offs, 59.2% at the dot. So, when he's out there and they wave the other guy off and he comes in, it's not bad. So Anderson, for me, like I said, I think really improved this season, played his role, played it well, and I mean in the playoffs against Wilson too, just tough, proving his worth, and giving him a B+. That's not based on the playoffs. None of these are based on the playoffs, but gets a B+ for the improvement he showed this season. Yoel Armia, who had a career-high 17 goals last season, had 81 games played this year, 11 goals, 18 assists, 29 points, and a -2. He was a premier penalty killer, as always, and paired up with Jake Evans. They were fantastic on the PK. I think he was solid as a fourth line winger. Solid production, and just a steady player. And he's come a long way from the guy that we were all hating on for a number of years. He's really turned his game around. I don't think Montreal re-signs him, but somebody will. I give him a B. So a B for Armia. Patrick Laine is next, and this one is difficult. 52 games, 20 goals, 13 assists, 33 points, a -14. When Laine first joined the team in December after recovering from the injury, he was amazing, right? Scoring left and right. Well, not left, in his office, left and right. From that office, just the same shot, the same goal over and over and over and over again. That 3-goal power play goal performance. And then something happened. I don't know what it was, but you noticed the bad parts of his game. And that's pretty much everything else in his game. He's a bit of a one-trick pony, and he needs to be a little better defensively. A little bit more oomph to his game. Lean in on guys. He's a big body. He's huge. Lean in on guys on the boards, like that kind of stuff. Be a little bit of physical. I think we need to see that from Laine. And if he's not going to be that guy, then, man, he's got to score 50 goals. Patrick Laine gets a B-. A B-. Could have had an A- if he would have been a little bit shown more to his game. Brendan Gallagher's up next. 82 games. Who the hell would have thought Gally would have played 82 games? 21 goals, 17 assists, 38 points, a -8, and nobody on this team worked harder than Brendan Gallagher. So we got to see the old Brendan Gallagher again. putting up good production too. And, he deserves, like the letter on his chest, an A. So an A for Brendan Gallagher, and I hope we see the same guy next season. Next is Juraj Slafkovsky. 79 games, 18 goals, 33 assists, 51 points, a +4. And I believe he led the team in hits. First half of the season, same Slav as last year at the beginning of the season too. Very frustrating, up and down. Didn't seem to get what he needed to do. And then that switch turned, I guess, after the Four Nations. And the production was there. He was hitting. He was doing everything he needed to do to be successful. And I hope he can do that next season, the whole year. But Slav gets a B+. If he would have done that for most of the season or all the season, obviously he would have got a higher score. But I think, getting just the 1 point above last year, he didn't fall off like everyone thought it was going to be. So I thought, good job there. And he gets a B+. And I hope next year I do this, I'm giving him an A. Cole Caulfield rounds out the wingers. I know you all been waiting. Cole Caulfield, 82 games, 37 goals, and that's the number I gave him before the season. So I predicted his 37 goals. I wish I was wrong and it was higher, but it'll get there. 37 goals, 33 assists, 70 points, +9, 10 power play goals, 8 game-winning goals. Cole Caulfield, a much more rounded player, playmaker, doesn't back down, hits guys. I love his game. I love his game. I love Cole Caulfield. He gets an A, and well-deserved. Let me know what you guys think about these in the comment section. And last but certainly not least is Coach Marty St. Louis. So it's the coach and his staff because he was nominated for the Jack Adams, as a matter of fact, as a finalist for the Jack Adams. And he doesn't get there without his staff, I don't think. But Marty, who was not perfect, made mistakes, made bad decisions in games here and there. But this team doesn't get there without him either. The fact that they got there a little earlier than anybody would have thought, at least a year earlier to the playoffs, is due to Marty's coaching, Marty and the whole staff. The progress of these young players is due to his coaching. So, he's only 3 years, a little over 3 years into his tenure here, his first ever NHL tenure. He's only going to get better. He's only going to get better. Already nominated or finalist for the Jack Adams. Already have brought his young team to the playoffs. The sky's the limit for his coaching, in my opinion. He's a brilliant hockey mind. Constantly, that's all the guy does is thinks about hockey. Wonderful coach. So happy we have him. And I'm giving Marty and his staff an A. It's well-deserved. I know he won't win the Jack Adams, but I'm really glad that they recognized it, and he's a finalist for that. And there you go. That's it. Let me know what you think in the comment section about the grades I gave. What would you give? And I don't know what else to say. That's it. Hopefully next year, everybody gets an A+. We'll see if that happens. I'm sure it won't happen, but let me know in the comment section what you think. That's it. Thanks for being here. Thanks to all the members that have stuck around, and just thanks to everybody. That's it. I'm going to stop talking. Until next time, stay safe out there. Peace out, and have a great day, everybody. Ciao.